Welcome to this GoBright functional configuration video covering Visit. In this video we will demonstrate how to create a type of visitor. So let's go into Settings and we'll go to Visit. In an earlier video we created a new configuration and we'll use that new configuration now. When selected, my left hand margin gives me the option to go to Types, and we're going to create a new type, and our type we'll just name it as Visitor, and that by default is enabled so that people will be able to see it. If we were just practicing, then we could just disable, and we also want to enable in this case pre-registration, so that we can pre-register our visitors before they come into the building. And we might want to send them an email with different instructions about when they arrive. So we'll enable the email. In an earlier video, we created an email template. So we'll select that mail template and we'll choose to send that email out to our visitors 3 days before they're due to arrive. We then have a choice about how the visitor kiosk is going to work and how the pre-registration is going to work. In both cases, it just depends on which fields we want to class as required, if we don't want to see any of the fields, etc. So let's talk through them. So at the moment the name is default as required in all cases. As far as email address is concerned, we don't necessarily want our visitors standing at the kiosk typing in long email addresses. So although we might show it on the kiosk, we don't want it to be a requirement for the registration process. However, for pre-registration, if we are sending out a mail template, then we do want to actually have that as a requirement when we're doing pre-registration. Again, we might not want to have a phone number as required at the kiosk or at pre-registration. A company name we might not need at pre-registration or at the kiosk either. And for a license plate, people might not always have a car, so we don't want it as a requirement in either cases. If we don't want to show some of the fields that are set up, then we just simply disable them, so then they're not seen. We can then come down to the sign-in process and we want to enable the host selection. So what that means is when a visitor comes into the reception area, they can just type in 3 characters and that will populate the list and they can select their host name from that list. So we'll enable. And to simplify this, I'm just going to go into notify the host by email. So that will mean when I've completed my visitor registration, if I'm the visitor, then that host will receive an email to say I'm there. Depending on the security in your organization, you may want a picture to be taken, and that might be a prerequisite, so you don't want to allow the visitors to skip the step. Once people have signed in at your reception area, then you might have a different logo, for instance, so you might show a different image and you might have a different confirmation title, so you might have something that say thank you for registering. And you might have a custom message, so that could simply be please wait for your host. If you've got badge set up, then we could decide which badge we want from those that you might have created previously. And if you've had terms and conditions, then we could be adding in some terms and conditions as well. Likewise with the signing in confirmation for the sign out, you might want to have a custom sign out and a custom sign out message that might be something like, thank you for your visit, have a safe journey home. If we just save that, that's created now my type as a visitor. If you wanted to add another visitor type, such as a contractor, then you just simply click the add button and add that as another visitor type. Thank you for watching this GoBright functional support video. If further support is required, please go to our website gobright.com and visit our help centre.